It was about the third week into Kathy's weight loss battle where things really started to go downhill. She was eating salads for
Richard got the techno going. Where you listen? What is that, Moby?
It's a YouTube playlist. It's a free, copyright free.
Man. Really, like, don't drink your ass will come out of your body. Don't wonder why.
Ready to go?
Like he's about to not go to bed to
Right.
not go to bed.
What's up?
Sorry,
What
I
up,
found you all
though?
set up here.
That's all right. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start the audio here.
Yeah, I like the lights off. Ooh, I gotta get this game going on.
You better
First quarter was decent.
Now for something completely different.
Well, two honks and Kim just messing around. You'll never know what they talk about on two honks. Two honks and Kevin. You might hear something about the NBA. Maybe they'll just make your day on two honks. Two honks and Kevin. It's sports and life and family too. Let's all listen to two honks and a Kevin. Yeehaw! I just crapped my pants.
All right. It is October 6th. What's going on? You guys watching the video game? Kevin's celebrating Halloween. Sitting in the dark.
Well,
Is he frozen? Because he's just
Ooh.
yeah, he's frozen.
Yeah.
That's great.
he's going as Frozen for Halloween.
man.
Yeah, he's going as stuttering podcast host.
Apparently, he's going as a robot. That's what it sounds like.
Did Amy turn off your Wi-Fi? What do you need to do to get the password?
I can make you dance. Hold on, let me switch this up. Technical difficulties.
That's okay.
That's how we start most podcasts. So.
Yeah.
All right, I should be good now.
Awesome. Did you get on the
All right.
5Gs?
What's that? Yeah, now I'm on the 5. No, it actually works better when I'm on 5G.
Does it?
Did you get off of your neighbors?
Yeah, I got off my neighbors. Now he can download whatever he's got going on.
He's downloading his
this time
torrents,
of night.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot
you
faster.
did that and not yours.
Yeah. Let that be on his browsing history.
So yeah, exactly. So how does like the biggest news of all time break? Like basically, what was it, the day after our podcast, as far as Trump testing positive?
Well, I think that was
That
Friday
was 2
morning.
days. Yeah, that was 2 days, man.
Oh, it was 2 days. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
I feel
okay.
like he tested and then he announced it at like 4 in.the.morning. Like it's something
It was early.
It's
It was
something I
early
woke
'cause
up
I
to.
woke up, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
what's crazy about it is that NBA reporter announced it. Shams. He announced
yeah.
it like 40 seconds before Trump did.
It's awesome.
I mean, can you imagine? Like, okay, just imagine. We're all reporters, right? And our job is to
Just to
like.
get the gossip.
That's what you do. You hunt for the next story, right?
Mhm.
And to be able to be the first one to get it confirmed, like you have to be 100% for sure, right? Like you almost
Feel
have
like-
to hear it from Trump himself or a Trump doctor. I feel like.
Yeah, that's how
before you just
TMZ
report something like that.
got popular. TMZ got popular after they were like the first ones to report
They were
Michael
just on-
Jackson being dead.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
then
isn't that
from
crazy?
there they blew up, and it was like an hour before everybody else did. Crazy.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, how much money do you pay to get that info?
It must
You
be
know,
a lot.
first.
I mean, especially if
It's
it's a
gotta be.
video.
Yeah,
Especially if it's
gotta
a
be.
video.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it comes to evidence and all that. That'd be an interesting road to explore, I guess. Like I like even as a photographer, like if you capture that perfect picture of celebrity A with celebrity B, you know what I'm saying? Especially if it's a cheating scandal or something, it's just like, how much is that photo worth?
He must have a friend that's like a White House assistant or something.
Yeah, or
That was like, hey,
No,
Trump's
not
about to
even
announce
intern.
this, and yeah, he just kind of got it, like you said, 40 seconds before. I think with information like that, I wonder, not that I'm for or against him doing it, but I wonder if that violates some sort of a HIPAA thing. You know what I mean? Like, you can't out somebody else's medical thing. Like, you can't do that. So I don't know. Like, I'm not saying he should be. I'm just kind of like, I wonder what the technicality
I like
is for
that.
that.
Somebody was going to
that's
say that though, anyway, though, right?
Somebody was going to, but
Yeah.
if you're the first one, I mean, I guess you broke the violation.
Right. That's an actually really good take, Richard, because
Yeah,
I mean, you can do that for so many other, like if it's my personal business,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like what if Trump didn't want that out there?
Yeah.
That's his
Right.
medical, no different than any other sickness he has, whether if it's the flu or whatever, right? Like
Right.
he doesn't have to disclose that.
No,
you
he
know?
does
but
not.
I wonder if you're the
that's
one getting the
interesting.
information. Do you get paid so much that if they sue you, it's like, hey, I'm gonna make double than that,
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're the person breaking the news, then you are connected to someone very, very, very close to the source.
Yeah.
So then the source, i.e. Donald Trump, has to be like, okay, which one of you ratted?
Yeah.
Is it me, Jesus?
Yeah.
Is it me, Jesus?
Yeah, I don't think Chalmers should get in trouble because he just kind of reported what he was told. It should be whoever.
He's doing his
Whoever
he's doing his job.
reported.
Right.
Yeah, because
Right.
I think it's yeah. I mean, being in the IT industry, it's HIPAA is a big thing, so I always kind of think about that, kind of thing. But
Well, what exactly is HIPAA?
it's basically your privacy to your medical information that it won't get sold or told to anybody
right.
else, and it's a legal thing.
Right.
So
I
that's
heard
kind
it
of
before. I just couldn't remember exactly what it was tied to. Or whatever.
yeah. So I don't
but
think.
Richard, is that like, all right? So like people with like AIDS, like does that fall under HIPAA?
Yes, any kind of medical condition you do not have to disclose.
But they got to disclose it to. They got to disclose it to a point, though, right?
I mean, you have to disclose it to like the person you have sex with. Yeah, I mean that's if you don't do that, then you've broken a law.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
So I mean, wouldn't kind of COVID fall under that?
That's what I was getting ready to say. That's exactly what I was going to say. That's
I don't know.
cool.
I know, like if somebody at your workplace has it, your work cannot say who has it. Like they can't. They can tell you like what zone.
Absolutely.
They can tell you like what zone that person worked in, but they can't. They can't tell you anything else. Like it's
But you as the employer has to, or excuse me, as the employee has, like you have to say
You don't have
have
to.
to.
Work. Yeah.
You don't have to. You could probably
Yeah,
get
but if
fired
you-
for not doing it, but it's not a legal thing.
Really.
I don't think you have to tell anybody that you have it, but
I bet you do right
But-
now.
but-
for the
you. I
first-
mean, morally, you have an
Your
obligation.
work should be testing it anyway, though.
right.
Like when I walk
Yeah.
in, they check temperature.
The temperature, you're exactly right. Or if somebody's coughing, they get stared at hard. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. or if you call in, they ask you a bunch of questions.
you have to fill out a
They
form.
screen. Yeah.
Basically, you have to
Yeah.
fill out a form, and if it turns out you lied on the form, it's called falsification of documentation, which is a terminable offense, and you cannot collect. I don't think you can collect unemployment in this issue in this case.
That's interesting. I was at Target
All right.
the other day, and some dude next to me sneezed like twice, real hard. I was like, dude, they will kick you out of this store. I'm
gonna fight you.
that
I
one
will
more
fight
time,
you.
bro.
Security.
It is 2020, dude. You get one more sneeze, and you're for sure out.
If I'm in a store and a sneeze is coming on, I'm straight ducking to a corner somewhere. Like I'm
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I know, right? It's so
I'm not
funny how
dying.
everyone is so conscious of it. So So,
So when-
go ahead, Kevin.
When you guys saw that headline come across, what did you guys think? This is
That- I was-
almost
I was-
a day or two after the debate, right? So what was your first thought?
That was the path I was getting ready to go down. Today is the first day I've had a thought of like, well, first, I guess my first initial reaction, we'll start there. My first initial reaction was like, of course he does. Like, this is the movie that we're all in, and of course he does. You know, like, why wouldn't he? Right after the election,
yeah.
like, it's just, and then I started thinking, like, okay, how are they going to twist this? Like, is Trump going to get it and then recover 2 days later and come out and being like, hey, look, guys, it's, what would happen if Biden got it, compared to me, right? So he kind of maybe comes out like that with some sympathy. Go ahead, Richard. You're making a face. What do you
Oh
think?
no, I would just be like, that would be god awful if he did that.
Right, but like that was just one of my,
Yeah.
because it's a game. Like we all know that they're playing this game right now, right? So, I'm sure Trump. I don't know. Do you guys think he really has it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he really has it.
Absolutely.
Okay, I haven't
mean,
heard
you
any
could-
conspiracies or anything, but
I mean, I saw like when he was talking, like he's like gasping for air and stuff
Super
like that. But he's
pale.
like, don't be afraid, right?
Yeah.
Right. And I mean,
Is-
is the reason he got it is because of that party?
So they're saying that the spreader event was at the confirmation of electing the new judge.
Mm-hmm.
They're thinking that that's the event where he and all of these other people.
It was like what 18 or 19 people total, right?
Yeah, and they were all
somebody-
basically there, and they all were sitting inches from each other and shaking hands,
Yeah,
and
it
they
was
showed
an
pictures
outdoor
of
event.
and they showed
Which-
pictures of people in each other's faces, like this far
Yeah,
apart.
they're
That's like,
hugging. Yeah, I sent you guys a video. Like the people working it have masks on,
mm-hmm.
but everybody at the event didn't have masks on. So
Yeah,
I wonder if it was a thing to where you arrive and they test you or something like that, but I doubt it.
yeah, I don't know.
but that test is so
yeah,
unreliable. That couple minute test is like, they say is like not even 50% accurate. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's the same one Joe
It's-
uses for his yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. It's, I mean, people want to criticize him for being at those events and not, being cautious. Especially them being politicians, they really should be. They should be trying to set a better example.
Yes.
But dude, I mean, I know I've been to weddings and churches and gatherings. And we was at a restaurant the other day. I texted you guys, like, I mean, I was like nobody's wearing a mask. Like people, I mean, so, I mean, I just don't like seeing a gathering like that and people be like, well, yeah, look at those idiots. Of course they got sick when
Well, they
I'm
did.
eating around people. What's that?
Well, they did. That's the point.
Well, I
they
know.
did
They
get
did.
sick, and
They
that's
did,
like,
though.
well, yes, that's the end result. And there
And-
have been
and
multiple.
Blake, I agree with you. I've done the same thing, but I'm still
Yeah.
saying like that. Like I
I'm
think
just
I wouldn't
saying
be
there's-
around people I didn't know.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like I think it's the difference between people
Yeah.
I don't know and people I know. You get what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I'm not going
But
to
I-
like a
I
mosh
guess
pit,
my-
but
I guess my thing was, it's just, and I get it. They're in the media. So of course we're going to critique everything they do, but I just looked at it as like, yeah, they're doing what a lot of people all over the country's doing. And it doesn't mean that you're going to get sick. You know what I'm saying? Like it just so happened to happen, like, I don't know. I'll say this. I had this thought on my way home today. Was it, could it possibly been an attempt at an assassination?
no,
nah, I think it would have been more hardcore than that.
yeah, nah.
Why would some? I mean, you think somebody laced his drink with COVID?
No, I'm not saying
like they
that.
could have
No,
did better
just-
with that. Like they could have gave him like
Nah,
a.
he
Burger
was
or
destined to
something.
get it. I mean, it's not. I mean, it was just it. I
He's
mean,
just
he
more
got it,
vulnerable
and
to
my
get it.
reaction was, yeah.
I mean, he even said that he's been having these events with 40,000 people and stuff like Blake. You're not.
I know
doing
that's
that.
what.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I just feel like it's just all. I mean, like I said, I haven't even really heard any conspiracies about it or anything, but I was just driving home and I was just like, what if somehow, some way, somebody was like, well, we could give him COVID. It could just totally wreck his system, and that's one way to get rid of this guy.
We'll just wipe COVID all over it.
Right. I mean,
Where's Rudy Gobert at?
Right, but I'm just like, I mean, I guess it probably sounds silly, but like, you could see how easily, if somebody wants to do something, they can do it, right? But the other thing is, like, he's so surrounded by like security and stuff. Like, how do all of them not have?
Well, they probably do. Like, somebody was talking crazy about, like, so when he got released, the security was driving him in, and he had like some kind of mask, and they didn't have the right mask they should have got on. Like, so they were worried about the security being tested, and like it ends up being this rotation, right? So like, I mean, you might find out that there's like 40 people that have it. Yeah,
it's
like,
a HIPAA thing. Nobody has to announce who has it. Like, it's not. They don't have to.
Right.
Right. And like if you feel all right, you're never gonna get tested.
Right.
So that's the other thing. Like Cam Newton, for instance, he says nothing's wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wouldn't have known unless, he wouldn't have known at all unless.
And like we've said, it's not something you can see, and it's just, in a roundabout way, it's just like, it's like people that get cancer. It's just like, dude, like, just luck of the draw, man, like, or unluck of the draw, like, you got it. It doesn't matter. You were healthy your whole life, like, you still got it.
There are things you do even with cancer though that increase the odds. But I think the other thing I wanted to bring up, has any of you bothered to look at the timeline of Herman Cain's death with COVID? How he got it?
I forgot that he got
that
he
it,
died of COVID.
got better, and then died like 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Really?
From COVID.
What? Because his was more of because it's the pneumonia part, right?
Yeah.
How old was he? Wasn't he like pretty old though?
He was pretty old too. But
he's
it was
about
like
the same age as him.
Huh?
Yeah, he's about the same age as Biden and Trump, maybe a little younger.
It's kind of the thing like we go upon where we say, well, you get better, but then that was perfect synchronization right there. That's awesome.
Did we both just take a drink
You
together?
sure did.
Yeah.
Well, they go on to
brother.
say we're like they don't know the after effects, right? That's why they're saying with all these athletes they have to check their heart after they get it because of that, and that's not something they found out till later in the game. They didn't find this out till early summer that it affected your heart and these guys could drop dead. So it's like I don't know. It's just like if you look at the timeline of Herman Cain, it's kind of creepy. Like, oh, better, and then 2 weeks later, he died.
Right. And
It's
I
obviously
think
not good.
No.
Yeah, Trump's push.
Regardless.
Trump's push is to be like, hey, you don't have to live your life in fear of this, and like he's trying to make a point. Man, I'd worry about getting better.
Talk about it.
Yeah, dude, I would worry about getting better. You don't have the speech or anything that he made, Richard?
The one where he had the cough.
Yeah. I mean, he was like, just like, yes.
They edited the cough out.
Like, he's just trying to show that he's not scared, dude. Like,
he's scared.
I would worry about. I'd be laying.
Is he doing okay?
I
Is he
think-
doing okay? Is he doing better?
I think he's supposed to be released already.
He's already.
Yeah,
he's
he's
at the
gone.
White House.
Yeah.
He's released, but I mean that happened Friday, right? So you should still be laying up in bed getting rest, right? And he's just hit. He's
I'm
just
sure
hit.
he is. I mean,
He's trying to make the debate next Wednesday.
I don't think they're gonna have the debate. I think it was more important for him to try to get this judge pushed out.
Yeah,
I think that's the important thing.
I hope there's video of him on the golf course tomorrow.
The golf course things never bothers me because it's like he's supposed to exercise and he's 75 years old. Do you want him to go out and deadlift weights?
Yeah,
I mean, he's walking and swinging a club like that's.
Yeah, and
I
that's
just
the
want him to sit
ridiculous thing that just because he's the president, he's not allowed to go enjoy something. I mean, come on, we all need our escape.
I mean, excessively is one thing, but it's like the dude is like, what is he, 74, 75? And he needs to, walk. He needs to swing the club. And they always say the best form of exercise is the exercise you love. So it's like the whole golf thing to me was like, whatever. Like it's not, he gets out there at 6 a.m., finishes at 2 p.m. and works until midnight. Like it's not what.
Yeah.
Right.
They deserve vacations too. They're dealing with more stressful stuff than we can ever imagine.
Yeah. Well, this is
It's
like
just-
Have you taken a vacation?
Who knows?
I don't know.
I mean, just
I'm
think
so-
about what he's.
What's
what
that
he's
one place
gotta
they always
take.
go?
Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah. I felt like it was when George W. Bush was in. Like he was there. Like
He was there
every other
constantly,
week.
dude. Like,
Yeah.
What is that place?
It's like what? Like I don't even know where it is, but it's like one of their vacation spots.
yeah,
I know one of the Clintons' vacation spots.
Epstein Island.
You got it, Epstein Island. That went full circle.
This is brought to you, but this episode is brought to you by Epstein Vacations. We will send you
Don't take your
around
kids.
trip. Yeah.
Don't bring your
Absolutely.
girls. Ugh.
Absolutely.
Oh man.
Ah,
Funny.
good stuff.
Yeah, so it's interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens and how he, how he approaches it. And, I'm sure they're going to talk about it at the debate. I mean, I just when I saw the headlines, I was just like, oh my god! Every media outlet just went, yes!
Thank you.
Click, 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 click.
You literally gave us 2 weeks. I mean, in 1 week they gave
Dude.
them like 2 weeks of just fuel. Like
it's just too.
It's like, thank you. Here you go.
Yep.
There's just too much of a coincidence to it all, man. Like it's right after the debate, right after the ending of the movie is coming. It's like this.
And
oh,
it's
and
like
then
the end
gets
of
it.
it's the end of the movie, the credits roll, and then at the end it's that snippet at the end.
Listen, in 2040, we're watching the movie called 2020, and we're gonna be like, "Yep," and then the president got it, and then I mean, it's just crazy, dude. Or probably in 2040, we might still be dealing with it. Who knows?
It is crazy. So are you guys getting like the voting text messages and calls and all that stuff yet?
Yep.
the super spam, and this is
Yep.
Tina. I need you to volunteer at.
It's
like,
Tina.
dude, like, she just start sending you just like weird gifts of stuff.
It's
annoying. It's annoying to register to vote, and I think registering to vote is why I always get picked for jury duty.
That is
Like,
why.
It sucks.
That is why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it absolutely sucks.
Put you in the
Like
system.
every year, it's like, guess who got jury duty? This guy
I've never had it.
sucks. Really? Yeah.
I've never actually. I mean, I've
it
had it
sucks.
called before, but I've never had.
Here's
to
what you
actually
do.
go.
If I can give you a tip, if you ever get jury duty, you can
Tell
post-
them you're racist.
No, you can post. Well, that's one. If you want to go there, yeah, you can.
Yeah.
So you can postpone it.
You went out.
You can postpone it. If you postpone it to one of the first 2 weeks in January, all the lawyers take vacations then, so you'll never have to go.
Nice.
You just call every
That's
day.
2 weeks of.
The first 2 weeks
So
in January.
I had to go down there for grand jury duty, right?
Oh,
And this was my first time going. And so I'm sitting here talking to this white guy the whole time we're shooting the shit. And then like they like basically come to a point that they were like, hey, if you have any like discrepancies or you're racist or feel this type of way, like say it now, and like people just start rattling off, and dude was like, hey, I hate black people. I'm out of here, bro. It was nice talking to you. Hey,
Yeah,
it was
that's
like,
hilarious.
and then so finally I was just like, I said something like, hey, I don't feel comfortable with doing stuff with the police, and I was like, all right, I'm out. And I was like, that's the way you get out.
Yep.
That's sweet.
police
Oh,
are
No,
racism.
that's what I'm doing. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta just say like you just hate something, dude.
Yep.
Basically.
Well, I mean, I excuse me. I've never done it. I would think it would probably be interesting, but I honestly just wouldn't want to miss work.
It's boring.
You know what I'm saying?
So
Oh, is it
going
really
into
boring?
that, dude, they were like, you could be down here for 6 months with this case. I was like, dude, I don't got
Oh,
6
for
months.
real?
They'll give you a hotel.
No one does.
Yeah,
Yep, they'll
Yeah,
give you a
bro,
hotel
I
across
can't-
the street. Yep, you'll be
yeah.
there.
Really?
Yeah,
And,
I'm not
and what's
got
the
6 months.
pay?
Like,
Is there any pay at all?
It was
I don't
like
think-
$15 or something.
Yeah, like they pay for my parking. Like I don't know what the
That's
pay.
crazy.
I bet you the pay is not what you make at work.
Oh no.
Oh,
And then what does your work do? Like, I know your work has to hold you, right?
Yeah.
right.
Something like that.
But they're probably going to make me take vacation days.
Probably. Your head.
Yes, I don't know.
You got to find out.
Well-
Guilty.
It's not like
Quick.
could I remote?
Yeah.
Could I work from work from jury duty? Like I'm clocked in, bro. Like I gotta.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Just don't ask any questions.
Oh
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. I'm trying
man,
to
you might
sell
as
some
well tell-
trailers over here.
You might as well tell that story because he's not going to listen to this podcast.
Oh, about me blowing up this morning?
Uh-huh.
Yes. That was awesome. I
Um,
kept
You don't need to
laughing
get into
about that for like an
particulars,
hour.
but yeah.
yeah. Dang, dude. So, all right.
Busted already.
Now I got to make it like really good. I got to build it up. You're putting that stress on me. So.
Your delivery has to be awesome now.
Do it. Come
Right,
on.
I know, right?
Dave Chappelle.
So-
Look how Richard's looking at you. He's already.
I know he's like his arms are folded. He's like, "Go ahead and impress me, buddy. Let me see what you got." So all right, so I work in sales, right? Well, operations has had a guy quit and a guy get fired. So I have basically moved my whole desk and everything into operations to help. Well, while helping, I'm also learning, which has been great. But I still have quite a bit of questions and still don't quite understand, everything because every customer is a little bit different, yada yada. So anyway, so there's this other guy that works there he's been there for a while or whatever, and he was at his desk and he was eating some sausage gravy, and I went outside to help a customer that just pulled up, and like the whole landing gear, like when a trailer gets dropped, they have landing gears, kind of like jacks, was completely like ripped off. And he had like something wrong with like his brakes, like it was like smoking, like it was a disaster, right? It was just something I haven't encountered, and I had 1,000 questions, So, well, I won't tell you about that. I asked him one other question while he was eating, and then I went back out and went to talk to the customer, and then when I came back in, I went to ask him a question, and he looked up at me and said, "I'm not clocked in. I can't answer your question." And I just was like, I first go, "Oh," my first response was like, "Oh, my bad, dude." And then I turned it around and I was just like, it just hit me like, it's just a jerk thing to say. And I go, "Bro, it's just a question. I'm pretty sure you could answer it." He was like, "Well, sorry, dude." And I was like, "No, like you don't have to say sorry." I was like, "It's just a really jerk move to not answer a simple question when you got a customer right outside the door and I don't know what to do. And you've been here in this department for 10 freaking years." You know what I'm saying? And then he got up and was like, "You don't have to cop an attitude with me." And I was like, "Well, cuss word." I don't know what I said after that, but it just lit me on fire. It was just like it's just such a rude comment. And Richard, you called it out on the text message that something to the effect of like, it sounds like maybe something led to that or whatever. And it did. Like the day before, like every time a truck would come in, he would get up and bounce. So I would have to go check in. Yeah. And then he would just like disappear for like 30 to 45 minutes. And I would look at the other guy that's in charge. "For real, Amy? Get out of here. Ruining my story with your filthy fingers." So anyway, so I kind of said something to him about it, and I was just like, "Look, dude, like, I'm not a rat or whatever, but I was like, he's getting up when trucks are pulling up, he's disappearing for 30 to 45 minutes. Like I don't know what he's doing, but like you and I are up here helping him, and he's, in a way I felt like being rude." Yeah. So in the end, we squashed it, after lunch or whatever. He kind of said something to me, and I was just like, "Dude, like, I understand you have your frustrations too." Because what had happened, which once again, it's all about perspective. What had happened is, I guess between the time I had asked him the first question to going outside and coming back in and asking him the second question, the assistant branch manager had said something to him about working overtime. And it was like a 30-minute thing. So he was frustrated by that. So when I walked in to ask him a question, his response was, I'm not clocked in. I can't answer you. So to me, that's a jerk move. But to him, it's just like, well, look, my company's, getting on to me for working overtime. So I'm not going to answer any questions when I'm not on the clock. Right. So anyways, there's the full circle story. So yeah, so it was, it's just,
I felt like you guys let his sausage gravy got cold, and that's why he's kind of mad.
I was kind of mad. It smelled good. So.
I just picture him going like this and going, "Hey, I'm not clocked in yet, man. I'm trying to finish,
I'm trying
bro.
to eat. What are you doing?"
Right.
Right.
Well, and what's funny is that like when I first asked him the question, I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were eating." But it was just, it was a like
yes or no.
It would have taken 2 seconds for him to answer my question. That's why I was just mad. Like, okay, well, I guess I got to stay here for the next 10 minutes for you to clock in so you can answer me so I can take care of this customer. It was one of those situations. So, anyways, there you go, boys. Here's my story.
Yeah, it's the worst to leave a coworker hanging like that. Like,
yeah,
especially if you're not doing anything.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I told him when we kind of squashed it. I said, dude, look, I'm all about teamwork, man. Like, when a trailer pulls up and if there's 3 things that need to be done and one of us isn't doing it, like, go help each other out. Like, let's knock it out. Like, I don't, I'm not sitting there thinking like, oh, I hope he, because kind of what it is, like a truck will just pull up and then just one of you will jump out there and you'll ride it up and you got to check the tires, check the brakes. You do the inspection, which I don't even mind doing because it allows me to get outside. It allows me to, allows the day to go faster. So,
right.
But you don't ever just, how it is. It's just that like pride thing where you don't want to feel like you're helping out another area, and then they're just being like, make him do it. You know what I'm saying?
You want to feel like the fool and get used.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It was one of those moments where it's like I was upset that I got upset. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it wasn't like a major blowout. It's not like we were.
Nah, you should have got upset though.
Right.
Like, I feel like that was valid.
But I also felt like even afterwards, I was just like, no, like I was in the right. Like I needed to let him know, like, look, dude, like,
right.
I don't know what game you're playing, but like, I'm a pretty nice dude. Like, let's not do that to me. Like, let's just give me the answer. Let's take care. Let's be a team here. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
That was my that's what kind of ate at me. So.
It was awesome to watch you blow up. That was awesome. Richard said, "My man,
my man."
He saved Richard some work.
Dude.
I understand that, honey. Yes, that's why I'm out here. You're not.
Amy wants to be on this podcast.
So bad, dude.
So bad. She's so jealous that she's not our best friend.
I know, right? Crazy.
She wish it was three honks and Kevin.
Did she say you're talking too? Did she say you're talking too loud?
Yeah, she said I was talking too loud. No, I'm not talking too loud. I'm outside.
And the whole neighborhood can hear you.
Okay, there's not a curfew on the conversation.
Good. It's a podcast. We hope they are listening.
Absolutely.
Somebody's listening.
I bet Richard and Blake can hear you just fine if you talk normal.
No,
Dang,
that's not my job on this podcast. I got to be loud.
Because you're the black guy.
Nice.
She said because
Play
you're
the black
the
card, Amy.
She said because you're the black guy.
Jeez.
Oh, that ain't right.
Go vote for Trump or something.
Hey, do you got? do you guys make like white and black jokes on each other all the time?
We do that all the time.
Oh
Amy's
man,
pretty
that'd
good
be
at
the
it.
best part.
What's
the best one she gets you
What's
with?
the best part of an interracial relationship?
Yeah,
white jokes.
That's why I'm friends with you. so I can get my white and black jokes out.
Amy, this is mostly black jokes.
She is a Trump supporter.
Yep. That's awesome.
Oh, that's messed up, man.
That is messed up.
I know no one listens, so they won't think I'm a racist.
Huh? No, I already think you're a little racist.
Blake's the racist one.
Oh, come on. Whatever. I love my black people. Ain't right.
What's going on in that
Did Amy-
game?
Is it the game?
Kevin's trying to
It's
change the
tied. No.
subject.
He'll tell you she just heard you.
What's she saying?
Checkmate, dude. Like,
She said checkmate.
if you want to go, we can go. Like, what you want to do?
Kevin, I win every time.
Well, I'm just
Ask
saying.
Richard.
Dude, if y'all try to fight right now, I mean, look at Richard. Richard's sitting back now. Richard's like, oh, hand on the chin. I'm not even going to say a word. He's like, Blake's done talking. Kevin's about to get whooped by Amy. We good.
Just play your game. Drink your drink. You're good. There you go.
She's playing Candy Crush. Oh,
There
she
you
got to
go.
work, doesn't she?
Yeah, playing Candy Crush on Blue Green
He's playing
side.
Pokemon. He's playing Pokemon.
I worked enough for Blue Green this year that I don't even have to work anymore.
Maybe if you
Okay,
worked
so
instead of
Pokemon.
play Candy Crush, you get something done.
I know, right? You do something
Anyway.
productive. That's one email you get a swipe. I know a number one. Thank you. All right, that was brought to you by Amy.
There you go.
That segment right there, brought
That's,
to you by
uh,
Amy.
What's the company she works for?
Huh?
What's the company she
Blue
works
Green.
for?
Blue Green.
This episode is sponsored by Blue Green. For anyone that's looking for a vacation, contact Amy Johnson. She's a lot nicer on the phone than she is to her husband. Thank you for
Absolutely.
listening.
You guys ever see that though? Like your wife would be talking to somebody, you'd be like, "Man, you're never that nice to me." Like, dang, for real?
Yeah. Yep.
Man,
Everyone's got a. Yep.
I'm jealous.
Everyone's got a different way of talking. Like,
Yeah,
the way you
absolutely.
talk at church is different than the way you talk at home.
Yeah. That's what my daughter calls it. It's like, no, she'll talk about one of her friends. She's like, no, she's a parent pleaser. Like she'll be good in front of you guys, but then but then when she goes into school, it's over.
Ooh. Gotta look out
Parent
for them.
pleasers.
Mhm.
I know, right?
Can you
I'm-
tell?
I'm-
Can you tell, like, in her kids, like, excuse me, in her friends, like, which ones are like, ooh? Oh, you kind of touched on that, where you felt like a couple of them. You said one of them didn't have a father in their life or something. Or
Yeah,
didn't get
and-
encouragement or whatever.
Yeah, and she needs more like she needs more like self-esteem boost. So we try to
Mhm.
like encourage her and like even have her over and just do different stuff with her and stuff like that, right? And then
Mhm.
like, man, it's bad. Like you can tell like what kind of kids these kids are gonna be. Like, man, that dude is like a douchebag. Or you'll be like, that chick might be pregnant like before she leaves school, like something like that. Like it's bad.
Yeah, dude, I know, but it makes you wonder. I'm sure they were like adults were thinking that about us,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Because every adult sees a little bit of maybe themselves in another kid, or you know, like we've talked about, like, oh, that I bet that kid's kind of like, you know, so and so from high school or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Or you could be like, man, I bet you he's the man. Like he's like the funny guy. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
they all
That's
think
funny.
he's cool. Yeah,
Yep.
you could size that up pretty quick. Are your kids gonna be homeschooled your whole life?
I don't know, man. I mean,
What's the homeschool plan?
I don't know. I mean, right now, Nika loves it. The kids love it. I mean, I think, heck, Ella's already in middle school. I mean, there's part of me that would like for them to go to a high school just because I enjoyed high school. I mean, met a lot of friends, and you make a lot of connections, and I think that's kind of big in life. But they're still going to make connections. It's just life's natural things. As long as we have friends, they're going to have friends, and you know what I'm saying? So we spend most of our time with family, if anything, you're going to get together with the cousins or whatever. So, so I don't know. I mean, but more importantly, that's just the social aspect of things, I guess. But more importantly is the learning. If Nika, feels like she can really teach them, it's tough now, it's hard to, go back and remember all that stuff. So she's got to educate herself to educate them. That takes a lot of time. So, but they'll be older and more independent, and hopefully they're doing their own laundry.
Right. Because to me,
cart.
like, 2020 is a scratch anyway, so this year don't count on that. But like, to me, it just feels like it'd be like a lot of work. You know what I'm saying?
dude, it's a lot of work. I mean, it's, and then on
Yeah.
top of that, you're balancing the grocery list and the bills and I mean, just who's got sport practice when and where, who needs to be signed up. I mean, it's just, it's a lot, dude. I mean, once again, like when you get older, you realize like, I was talking to a buddy the other day, and he said that his son was was in a soccer league, and he's young. He's like, I think he was 8, and the administrator changed the times to where the older kids were in the morning, and the younger kids were in the afternoon, like around 1 o'clock. Well, what happens at 1 o'clock for most kids? They need a nap. So the whole situation was like, this was a guy that wasn't married, so he never once thought like, oh, kids need naps. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you get older, you just start realizing more of like just how busy like adults are. Like to make like you don't. I don't know if you guys feel that way or not, but it's just like I didn't realize like how busy life was for my parents just to get me to play sports. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, they take. I mean, well, it sounds like you don't realize how much time that they take out for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Because still, I mean, the parents are the ones that got to spend the time and take you there, and then even put the money in, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's just the whole thing that like they changed their life for you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I always think so cool about my dad racing. I always thought he was so cool that like he got me to a point where it's just like, all right, my boy's old enough, he can take care of himself. Like now I'm still going to chase that dream of racing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one of the coolest things my dad did, I think. You know what I'm saying? Is that at an older age, he was just like, you know what? I love this so much that I'm going to do it. Like my family's good. We ain't rich, but we good. Like we're going to, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to go do this or whatever. So,
Right.
So I don't know. It's just, you just, like I said, you just learn a lot, man. The older you get, I always say this, like, like every 10 years or whatever, you feel like, a lot of stuff, and then it's just like, what knowledge am I going to have at 50? You know what I'm saying? That I wish I had now. You know what I'm saying? The foresight to, it'd probably be to save money.
Right. Everybody can always learn to do that.
Yeah. I feel like that'll always be there though. Like no matter how much you save,
It's never enough. I mean, it's why it's like, and then when it is enough, you find something else. Like it's like it's. I don't know. It's like the Epstein Island thing, right? It's like all these people had all that money, and then they, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah. There's an emptiness there, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's so true, dude.
I do think that I've learned to not measure myself by like money. You know what I'm saying? Like I measure mine more by like happiness. Am I doing what I want to be doing?
Right. For sure.
Hey, if I got money to pay the bills, and I'm doing what I want to be doing, and I'm not hurting, I feel like I'm winning.
Yeah.
Yep.
I had that conversation today with like, what we consider the rat race, right? Where it's like, I have an issue where I constantly feel like I'm not doing well enough. You know what I mean? Like I feel like no matter how well I'm doing inside, I always feel like I'm not doing well enough, Right. And it's not like through greed. Like I don't want more money. Like I'm like, oh, I'm here. I need to get here. Like to me, it just makes sense to keep trying to climb the ladder. Like that mentally, for me at least, and I don't view other people that don't feel that way less, but that's just how it's exhausting sometimes because it's like whenever I have a free moment, I'm studying something or I'm trying to get a certification. Like I'm never, you know what I mean? Like Kevin just said, like he's satisfied because he can pay his bills, he could do what he wants, he could do that. Mm-hmm. And I admire that because it's like, I don't know what it is. And I had a conversation with a friend today about it. It was like, man, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. See, that's interesting because that's a good trait. It's a good trait that you have that you always want to learn. But then again, and everything that's good, there's a little bit of downfall because it sounds like you're feeling pressure from that.
Yeah. Yep. Just tired. Like every once in a while, you just get super burnt out and you just want the world to stop,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I've learned too that like I'm not rushing. Like I still want to progress.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
like I'm cool where I'm at, but I want to get here.
Right.
But I know that I'm not ready for there.
Right.
Yeah. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, so I want to sit here for a little bit,
Yeah.
so I don't go into this prematurely and then just ruin that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
So I feel like
Yeah,
I've learned that too. Like I just
You
want
want
to
it
just
to
a
be the
gradual.
right timing.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know everything's not the right timing, but I'm not
Yeah.
gonna sign up for something I'm not ready for either. You know.
This is true. Yeah, I mean, I almost get
Right.
anxiety from it. Like once I get to one spot, I can't. I'm always looking for the next spot. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's like I
Right.
get super anxiety. Like I'm just like, all right, I'm here. What's next?
Is it
Yeah.
is it just to get more money, or is it just more of that like competitiveness in you of like,
I think
okay,
I think more than anything, I'm paranoid to lose what I have. Do you know what I mean? It's like
so
I
you
feel
wanna
like if
show
I
your worth and
yeah, so like if I don't keep improving and I don't keep bettering myself, I'm just gonna lose everything. So I have a weird. It's not.
So it's not all about getting to the next level. It's just maintaining your spot, right?
Well, in my view,
Or is
is
it
like
both?
if I'm not getting to the next level, I'm not doing well.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like if I'm not
Mhm.
constantly, being promoted or getting certifications or doing something, then it's like everything can go away. I don't know if you
Hmm.
guys feel that way, about life in general. Like just you reach a point in life where you just, at least for me, at least, where like my biggest fear is losing everything that I've,
Oh, yeah,
worked hard
sure.
for.
Right.
And it's not about things. Like I'm not worried about my TV. I'm worried about the roof over my head and the providing for my kids and my wife and all that.
Absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
everything behind me
Worried
is
about
just
being
circumstantial
replaced, yeah.
stuff that just came along the way. $10 here, $20 there, but it's like I need to provide for my kids and my wife. And so it's
Well,
like
and I think part of it as well is that you don't want to take that step back because you know how hard it is to go forward.
right. Yeah, you're
know what I'm
exactly
saying?
That
right.
was a good way to say it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because I mean, and I feel that way. In my career, it's just like because I'm still struggling with like exactly what I want to do. I did a mini session. It was kind of a big deal for me. Mini family session, fall mini session for families.
Yeah, I
Saturday.
seen you
I
post
had
some pics.
Yeah, I had 5.
This segment
families.
is brought to you by BD Photography. Check them out on Instagram. Mini
Images by
sessions
Blake.
fall.
Yeah.
Christmas minis coming.
Yeah, I need to actually. But it was a lot of work, and of course, it has its ups and downs. But it's just like when I'm doing that, or even a wedding, it's just like, man, like I just feel like this is my niche, this is my thing, And then I go to my work, and I just kind of feel this like, what am I doing here, But it's just, I don't know. I just find myself stuck to where it's just like, I have a job, and it's a good job, and it pays, and it's not killer money, but whatever, right? It's better than what I just had, But like you get stuck in this, like, well, cool, better benefits, better money. I hate it, but you keep it, and it's like, how long do you keep it until you fall in love with it? And I don't completely hate it. I shouldn't say that. I see things in the future that could possibly be like, okay, yeah, I could see me do well here, but I also kind of see a dead end as well. So I kind of am with you, Richard, when it comes to, I think more now than ever, more of that, like, I don't want to spend 5 years here. Like, I only have so many years.
You
of
don't
a
have
career.
it. I mean, we're all, if we're not there yet, we're
Yeah.
40.
Yeah.
Not that that's an old age, but it's like you're getting to the point now where you're like,
It's almost halftime.
I got to get something.
Yeah.
Like I got to get going here, or
Yeah.
or just accept that this is it.
Yeah. And and then there's that part of me that just says, man, keep that passion that you have for the weekends and make that extra money with photography.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then you keep those benefits. You grind it out for 40 hours a week and see where it goes. And I mean, it's just tough, man. Like, cause like you said, like, man, like, see, I say that, but then like you hear all the stories of people that say, when I really became successful is when I just dove in. I just did it. It was like, I'm going to be a
Scary,
photographer.
though.
I'm going to be a graphic designer. I'm going to be whatever. And I just promote myself. I do, you know what I'm saying? And then you get more weddings, you get more senior pictures, you get, the next thing you know, you're making good money, you know? But then it's the whole benefit thing. And, you know, it's like everything has the 401k, and it's just a lot, man. It's hard. So
It's scary. It's scary.
Yeah.
The unknown is scary. But
Yeah.
like it's like you said, the people that are getting dedicated and dive in, that's all they got, right? So like
yeah.
it's either gonna happen or it's not gonna happen. So that's why it does happen, because that's all they got. They don't have another choice.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of those stories too is you know, I think, you know, for someone like me and even you, Blake, it's like there are consequences if we fail, you know, and it's not just my consequences. It's, you know, my kids and my wife. You know, if I fail, you know, you now have become a story of your kid, you know, telling people that my dad took all the money and failed, and we lived,
Right.
you know, whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's
Right.
I think I think we do have those stories of people diving in, but I feel like there's probably a lot more that dove in and then failed, and then, you know, and granted, I'm sure they bounce. You know, a lot of them probably bounce back, but it's like there's a lot of consequences.
Yeah.
to-
there is.
I
So,
agree.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. That's something UC and I talk a lot about, and you know, I mean, it's just hard. It's just hard to make that. It's hard to make that plunge, you know. But it's like, you know, part of you says, okay, but is that where the happiness is? You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to a career, you
yeah,
know?
because it's still a rat race. You know, even if you do it on your own. You know, you listen to, you know, we all listen to podcasts about comedians, and they're working nonstop. They're doing podcasts, they're doing shows, they're making an hour, they're trying to
24/7, yeah.
audition, they're, you know,
Putting out content.
yeah, they're pumping, you know, and more content than ever, because it's like, okay, now I need to get a YouTube channel, I need to get a podcast, I need to get, you know, like, you know, we'll take, you know, Bert Kreischer, for instance. How many podcasts does that guy have? You know, and, you know, on top of, you know, doing the shows.
They all have
and-
sponsors.
Yeah, and it's just
Yeah, it's just people are making money just for talking. They're
Yeah.
just it just shows you how creative people are. They just find new ways.
yeah.
You
But
know,
would
to
that
make
make you
money.
happy? You know, doing all that and constantly having to churn out new material and churn out this and do that.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
It
have to
doesn't.
stay fresh. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Shab is another guy, and I've heard him say, like, man, like it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm tired. Like it's a lot to, you know, it's a lot to put out. So
Yeah, and I mean,
it's,
and a lot of those people, you unfortunately hear about them always being on drugs or being drunk, or, you know, going back to Kreischer, it's like you're always hearing about him doing drugs or being drunk or doing this or trying to attain
he's
some sort of a high, and it's like, you know, as funny as that dude is, I don't think he's happy. Like,
no, it's dude. That I mean, you know, money. I mean, it is so obvious to me that money does not buy happiness. I have enough people, you know, and we all like we see it now. Buying things make me happy.
oh yeah,
so like anytime I buy something, it's a little bit of, you know, we talk about like getting a text message or whatever. Like that's a little
Yeah.
endorphin high too, right? You got
Right.
new swag for a day, you know, like you just for whatever reason, right? So yeah, so I just lost my train of thought. I ain't gonna lie.
squirrel.
Squirrel, yeah. I looked up and like literally forgot what path I was.
Is
going with my
LeBron James
conversation.
walking off the court again?
yeah, but it's the third quarter. I don't understand.
It's even
He's
worse
over it.
this time. It's like he's flipping everybody the bird now. Like, say something else.
Yeah, I know.
That was a good combo we had this week. And I
yeah.
looked at I looked at an article today. It was about Rondo telling LeBron, like basically teaching LeBron this past offseason about body language, because his body language the year before, the first year with the Lakers, were so detrimental to the younger guys that Rondo was kind of like, hey, you got to keep that in check, because they're looking at you. You are their Jordan. Like, so when you disappoint them, disappoint them and they can see that, like, that's hard on them. So that's why, and that was like 2 hours after we had that conversation about him walking off the court. So that's why I
Yeah.
feel like that was one of those things that it was more important that he actually stay on the court.
It's been a good teaching
You know,
moment
but-
for him. You know, I mean,
Right.
it's like if you want to be the leader of a team and have all these young people and get people money and everything, you need to, I think, it's at the end of the day, it is what it is. But I kind of just want to rub some feathers about the whole Jordan conversation. That's really all I was trying to do, but it led to other things, so I just kept it going.
You're so good at that.
It was
Then
awesome.
they're like at the end, he'll just randomly say, "I agree." It's just like,
Yeah.
no, you done made me mad. You can't agree
No,
now.
you rambled on this for an hour. No,
Yeah,
there's no take backs.
And then Kevin's whole opinion changed from the morning to the evening. I was like, you can't do this. Me and Jared was right. Shout out to Jared. No, I mean, look, is it unsportsmanlike for him? For those that don't know, there was like 10 seconds to go, and LeBron just started to.
But he was actually on the court. Let's keep that in mind. He was in the game. It wasn't like he was on a bench and he just went.
Right. Yeah. He was on the court. Game was over. They got beat. You could tell he was upset. And he just kind of started walking off, and then he stopped and kind of like looked to realize like, oh, I kind of left a little too soon or whatever, and then he just walked off again, and then subs came in for like 0.7 seconds, right? So the whole debate, between us was unsportsmanlike, yada yada, and I just took the take of, because as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh God, he's gonna get torn up for that.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I wake up, Richard has already sent a text about bashing LeBron James. I was like, oh, please don't make this a story.
I didn't even
dude.
bash him. I just said would Jordan do that? That's all I said. I said is this, how is this like, because it's fair, right? Because we're always comparing the two. And
Which I think is unfair, but I understand. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean that's all it was, and it turned into something else, and yeah, that is what it is.
I don't think it's unfair, because I feel like, and it's the way LeBron talks to, that he wants to be compared to.
Oh
He
yeah,
wants that. He wants to be
don't know.
compared. He wants to be up. And the other thing about LeBron keeps telling you this. I'm not just an athlete. Like he wants the leader role. So we have to put him on a bigger platform than just regular players anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay, but I understand that. But also, if he went up and gave Jimmy Butler a big hug and congratulated him for
that's
being
not gonna happen.
for torching him,
you shouldn't do that either.
we would destroy him for being too
You
kind.
shouldn't do that. I mean, those
You
are
know what
both
I'm
two. Those are both two sides of the coin, though. That's like he shouldn't do that.
Right.
I mean, because that's weakness. But then again, he should show, some sort of decorum as being a leader. That's really what I had issue was. I mean, you were on the court, you were in the game, and there was time left.
Yeah, go stand in the corner if you want to pout. That's fine.
I mean, just
let
stand there at the
clock
3-point
tick out.
line like you were. That's fine. Like, but just
Right.
stand there, and then when you hear the buzzer, leave. It's that simple.
Right.
Um,
And I mean, I understand that take as well. But I honestly liked it, because I was like, all right, he's showing that he's ticked off, and he's letting his teammate or whoever know that, like, I don't like the outcome in this game. Let's go to the locker
gotta
room. We
do
need to
better.
focus.
Right.
But a lot of that's
Yeah,
on
'cause
him, though. His play was not good that game.
Well, it was a whole lot better than
80s
his.
was worse.
Yeah,
80
was
got
horrible.
outplayed by Kelly Olynyk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, and then I think about the competitiveness of it, because I mean, I've obviously haven't played too intensive basketball, but besides just high school, but like, so we know that, that battle, that like you're
It's
going at a
exhausting,
guy.
yeah.
It's exhausting, and you just want to be like, sometimes it's like you dab it up, and sometimes just like, I got to get back to the locker room and focus on you, So I like it, man. I don't mind that. Obviously you want to be a good. LeBron James has shown me enough that he's a good sportsman. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to judge the guy on one situation. That's how I felt about it, I guess.
It was funny. It still was funny.
It was funny.
On top of the
Jordan-
dude with the sausage gravy.
Jordan's still better. I don't know if y'all saw it. You can see my sticker up there now. You can't see it. Put a flight sticker on my backboard. Very, very proud.
Hey, you know what's gonna be tight is when you see a NASCAR with the Jordan symbol on the hood.
Oh yeah,
That's gonna be tight.
that's gonna be sick. Yep. Jordan's been in racing for a while though. He's been mainly motorcycle racing.
Yeah, and I mean he's from where NASCAR's base is in North Carolina.
Mhm.
So I mean, it's where he's from. I'm sure he grew up in that, and it's big there. So, and he got
Yep.
the money. So it's like, hey, I'll just buy two of the
Boy
top
got
racing
money.
names.
The
Yeah,
boys got some money. Just printing that money.
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Can I
Yep.
get a pair of free Jordans?
Yeah, this episode is sponsored by Jordan. Send me
By
them
crying
ones,
Jordan
Jay.
face.
Yeah. Send me them 4s. Hey, I'll be on vacation next week.
Man, where are you going?
I'm going to Destin, Florida with my parents and my sister and brother-in-law and all them. So it's going to be, we're leaving Saturday.
Destin's
Saturday
the
morning,
spot.
probably.
Any
Yeah.
plans? Just renting a house?
Yeah, we've got I don't know, Airbnb or something. I don't know. It's pretty close to the beach. So it's got a big pool and all that good stuff. So I'm sure we've
You gonna
got
wear
some
your mask in the
plans.
pool.
No, it's Florida. They're open. They're like, we don't care.
Yeah. They're getting like 15,000 cases a day. They don't care.
They
Yeah,
don't
it's
care.
over.
Yeah,
Over.
I'm gonna make my
Get in the
parents
water.
wear it. I'm
Just
kidding.
get in the water. Yeah, that'd be a
I
good
thought-
time.
I thought about going deep sea fishing, but I just don't know how. We can end with this real quick. Are you guys for example, let's say it's $100 to go deep sea fishing. Would you pay that for like an experience, or are you
Yeah.
cheap like me?
An experience.
And I go, really?
Experience is everything. Like that's like
Hey,
if you.
if it's something I'm never gonna do or hardly ever gonna do,
Yep.
I gotta do it.
It's not you're not
I'm on
paying.
vacation.
I know. See, I'm so cheap. I still have a hard time even on vacation. I'm like, dude, I could buy some clothes with that. I could buy some shoes that would last a
A
lot
decent
longer.
amount of groceries right there.
Yeah, and that's
How many,
yeah.
how
I'm
many
like, do I?
times? Blake, have you ever deep sea fished?
No, I've been invited by some friends, so
So it sounds like it's the perfect time to deep sea fish because you've never done it.
I know. But then bring the kids, and it just becomes crazy expensive. So
I
don't
understand
know.
that, but like you gotta have like the excursions on vacation, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. We'll have to. We're gonna we're gonna at least look into it. So I think it'll be fun. Everyone tells me it's a blast. Just have you guys ever done it?
No.
I would do it though.
Yeah, that'd be tough. And then you get food. It's an experience, and
Right.
I guess they
Nope.
fillet it, they cut it.
Yeah, that's
fillet
what
it
I'm
for
saying.
you.
Don't you? Yeah.
And apparently there's places that you can, like on the boardwalk or wherever, you can take it to them and they'll fry it up for you.
They'll fry
Like,
it up.
I mean, you're talking
Yeah.
minutes after catching it.
Go
you
do
know,
it. That's the best
possibly.
fish you'll probably ever taste.
I know, dude. We're going to have to do it, man.
Yep.
All right, y'all
I
convinced
think
me.
you should do
Can,
it.
y'all, can I borrow some money?
Yeah.
Can anybody pen pal me some money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can
Pen
do it?
pal your money.
We'll set up a. We'll say
Yeah.
set up a
Yeah,
PayPal.
my
I do-
Venmo is at Blake Derringer. Derringer is spelled Die Ringer.
I do remember going to. We went to like the Bahamas on some cruise, and then we went on a dolphin swim for Olivia's birthday. So I knew we were going for Olivia's birthday, so I was like, man, like I'm never gonna do this, and I gotta experience this. I gotta stop being a wussy and learn how to swim. And so that's why I went to swim classes to do that, because I knew I'd never do it again, and we were gonna swim with
Yeah.
dolphins, and so
There
I
you
did
go.
that, man.
Alright.
It was awesome.
Well, I need to go
good.
fish in my back pond then to prepare myself.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yep.
Get your practice on.
Yep.
They're gonna, and Blake, what makes it so good? They're gonna take you to the spot where the big
Right.
fish are.
Yeah,
Like
I know.
you're not gonna go out there and not
Yeah.
catch fish.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah,
have
you're
this
gonna-
nice picture, you and your family with this big fish. and you guys are gonna cut it up.
They
It's gonna
probably
be
dump
worth
fish
more than
out
that money,
there.
dude.
They probably dump fish out there just before the
Dude, they probably
excursion.
got like
Yeah.
They probably,
they probably got like a
Well,
glass box.
yeah, there's like a cage.
Hey,
like-
just throw your hook
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
And then this dude in the scuba gear is under there and is like, here.
You're right. Yeah. Another happy customer.
Right.
It's hilarious.
No, there's no
yeah,
way
I-
you're not gonna catch one.
Yeah, I talked to one buddy at work, and he said that he's done it, and he says they bait it for you. I mean, they do everything for you, but they do work off tips, so there is a little bit
Yeah,
more money,
yeah.
in the end. But
Mhm.
it is what it is, man. I think it'd be fun. My brother-in-law likes to fish, and so
Yeah.
I don't know. We may look into it.
You
so.
should definitely do it, Blake.
Yeah. Okay. Cool,
I think
man.
you should definitely do it.
Get that
All right.
COVID fish.
What's that?
Get that COVID fish.
Yeah. It's gonna be a mask on that bad boy.
Blake's gonna throw it out if it's got a mask on. He's like, what the
Right.
hell? And throw it back.
Yeah. Get out of here.